Hello, Cancer. This message is for you. So we are doing a reading for Cancer for the month of November. What's going on for Cancer for the month of November? What's important for Cancer to know for the month of November? Month of November for Cancer. What is important for Cancer to know for the month of November? Month of November for Cancer. We got the star. All right. Cancer, month of November. All right. What do we got here? We have the star. 8 of Wands. There's so much rich imagery in this deck. I really like it. King of Wands and Page of Cups. Alrighty. Let's see here. What is this about for Cancer? For Cancer. Star, 8 of Wands, King of Wands, Page of Cups. Well, the star is about hope. Yeah, so there's definitely... It's funny because what's really standing out to me here is this main star in the middle, and it feels like it's shooting off all of these other little stars. And so I feel like there's this thing that you're kind of focused on, right? Like the star is wanting like this attention here, and there's something that you're very focused on and that you feel will brighten things for you, will make things better, really. And like these are all of, there's like this one thing, and it's like all of these other things are made better by this one thing. So we'll come back to that. We'll see what else is going on here. 8 of Wands is 8 of Wands is typically like a very beneficial type of energy. It indicates like this fast moving energy. I find it interesting that it's kind of like the wands are represented as brooms in this deck, and and then of course the cat has the witch's hat on, and the witch travels on the brooms. But I'm kind of like being drawn to this idea of she has all of these vehicles, and they all move quickly. They all can get her where she needs to go. And it's not just one option, it's like many options. Which is interesting because there's 8 stars here on this card. And there's 8 wands here. Right? So it's like each of these wands, each of these brooms are a vehicle to each of these stars. Okay. We'll see how that all kind of plays out here. Then we got the King of Wands. Really interesting. I feel, I know this is kind of funny, but I feel like this cat is like really overweight. So it's like, I feel like he's been fed a lot. He's got some good girth to him. He's been well fed. He's very thick. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's see what all of that means together. And then we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is, looking at this fish in here, and they're both acknowledging each other. But I feel the fish is kind of like, what do you want? And the Page of Cups is, I feel like this cat is like very innocently looking at this fish. I don't feel any threat happening here, but yet the fish feels threatened though for some reason. But the cat is just like, he's just curious. He's just looking. He's just checking it out. He's curious. He doesn't have any intentions of like clawing at the fish or getting the fish or anything like that. It's just, he's just curious. Okay, so what does that mean for you, Cancer? The Star, Eight of Wands, King of Wands, and Page of Cups. Give me a second as I feel into this a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm looking at this Eight of Wands a little bit more, and I'm noticing this wall in the background, and I kind of feel like it's an obstacle to get over. There's like something that is like, blocking the path. Like these brooms, these wands, they can't move as they are meant to. They can't fly. They can't move forward. They can't move quickly. They're not an energy that can move quickly because there's some wall that is being blocked here. So the direction and the movement towards these stars, towards these goals, towards these hopeful, ideals, or hopeful engagements, or hopeful people, or whatever it is, it's like the means to get there is present, right? Like you have the vehicle to get there. You have the vehicle to get to these things that you are hoping for. And, but it's blocked. And that blockage is kind of coming from this King of Wands. So it's very interesting, right? Because I don't read reversals, but yet I do, because I read all of the cards upright, but the energy of a card reverse is in the card regardless, whether it's upright or reversed or whatever. That energy is still present because it's a spectrum, right? Like everything has its light and its shadow side. And so I'm actually feeling this card as if it were reversed. I'm feeling the shadow energy of this card because this guy is just kind of giving me like lazy vibes, right? So like the King of Wands is usually very passionate, very driven to move forward, very driven to create, very passionate. But I'm not feeling that here. And that is also like really represented by and let me back up a little bit, okay? And I'm absolutely not saying that this overweight cat is not driven because he's overweight. I'm saying that he's become complacent. And, when you become complacent, you kind of like, you're not paying attention to how much you're moving. You're not paying attention to what you're eating. It's almost like a little bit of a depression thing here happening. He's just kind of like that fire is really not burning for him, and I feel like that's also indicated by these wands in the background that are not lit. Like you got the one wand on fire, and so it's like there's a little bit there, but it's like you got to light up all the other ones too in order to like really like feel that motivation, feel that fire, that passion to move forward. And so I feel, so there might be a little bit, Cancer, some, I don't know, a little bit of depression happening for you, or like, some like not being motivated, feeling lazy, feeling complacent, feeling tired, but basically generally just not motivated. And so, I would say to kind of move out of that energy of feeling unmotivated is, and I feel like that's the wall that is blocking you from getting to where you want to go, okay? And the wall, this lack of motivation it can be remedied through curiosity. Okay, so I feel like the message here is saying, like, if you want to really move out of this state of kind of being unmotivated, is get curious about something. Like figure out, I don't know, just like figure out something that kind of piques your interest. Figure out something that you want to learn more about, and then go for it. Like start like engaging in it, right? So it's very interesting because I feel like it's raining outside. There's clouds, and I'm not sure if these like little white streaks on the window are like indicating that it's a window and they're just kind of like reflections, or if it's rain, but I kind of feel like it's rain. So it's like a little bit gloomy outside, but yet, right? Like, so even though things might feel a little bit gloomy, like there's still light coming through because this plant here is like reaching to the window, reaching to the light. And I feel that's really what you need to put your focus on for this month, is like finding those glimmers of light that you can reach toward, right? And then building on that energy. So if in your day you're going about your day and there's just a little something that piques your interest, like start directing your energy there. Okay, so for example, if you are cooking dinner and you know, you always cook pork chops the same way, and you have a little, question of, I wonder if I could cook these differently. I wonder if there's a different way that would taste better, how to cook this. And then so there you go. There's your little glimmer of light, your little glimmer of curiosity, where you can go and, go look it up. Go look for some different way to do it. Go and I swear, like you will find a million different ways to do it, and it could possibly spark some excitement in you. I know this is a pretty mundane example, but that's very intentional, because I feel like this energy that you're in right now is a little bit mundane, and you got to kind of like snap yourself out of it, because wishing and hoping for something is not going to get you that thing, okay? In fact, wishing and hoping is almost like an energy of lack, because it is more based in a recognition of not having it and wanting it, or wanting it and not having it, okay? And so this, I really feel like this Page of Cups and the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, right? The page moves into the night, and the night is about like finding like romance with life, right? With like every aspect of life, not just in a relationship, but with anything. So finding romance with cooking, for example, like how can you become passionate about something that you do every day that is kind of has been a little bit mundane, So you cook these pork chops the same way every day. Okay, here's a little glimmer of, or a little glimmer of curiosity of, maybe I can do this differently that will be a little bit more exciting, that will switch up the energy a little bit. So that's the key here for this month, is to really try and switch up this energy, because it's kind of keeping you stuck and unmotivated, and it just feels a little bit mundane. But if you can really like capitalize on these little curiosities that come forward and kind of like follow them down a path and give them some energy, they'll start to expand for you, and they'll light things up a little bit. And I feel like that's really the fuel to get these Eight of Wands moving. And then once that happens for you, I do feel like it'll be a rush, because the Eight of Wands really is like this rush of energy. And so this rush of energy then kind of like leads to another thing, 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 to another thing. And then you end up like with this, just like this big thing that is, undeniable, right? It's something that you've wanted, that you've created for yourself, not through wishing and hoping, not through lack, but through actually taking action. Wands are about action, taking action towards something that piques your interest, that piques your curiosity. And from that little small like glimmer, that little small peak of curiosity, you're able to really grow it into something larger that really moves you into an energy of moving from like hope to faith, right? Hope is like, you're not quite sure if it's going to happen, but you hope it does. And faith is like, you know it's going to happen for you. You know it is, because you're going to make it happen. You're going to take the steps. You're going to set it all up. You know, you're going to believe, and your beliefs are going to create your reality. Okay, Cancer. So I feel like it's a little bit of an emotional month for you, in the sense of feeling a little bit lost and down, a little bit unmotivated, not having a whole lot of direction, but you can kick it, and you will kick it. Okay. You will kick it through just getting curious about things. And then from there, that curiosity will really like send this rush of energy into you, where you can really kick this monotony, or kick this depression out, and start like feeling more free, feeling more directed, feeling more hope to faith. Okay, Cancer? All right, wishing you the best of luck. Love you. Bye.